best part of it is I just love being in my office. It's a really good place to be. I'm in downtown. I'm on a high floor. Again, the building rules, the heights.
We love having
like
you
buildings.
here, though, Tony.
I do too. No,
we
but
love having you here.
Listen, this is the best part of my day, is that I go to the office, and thank God I have this schedule at night, because if I didn't have the show at 9 o'clock, I would not schedule my day the way that I do. So I got the office when we got this show, and it has changed my life. So I just the flow of everything has been doing perfectly. Now, how about you, my friend? How is another day being the excellent father that you
Well,
are?
I appreciate you saying such things. It's been another busy day. You know, I'm trying to adapt to this new normal, as you know. But I appreciate your patience with me while I got that live stream.
I love just doing like little opening monologue thing, I'll tell you.
That live stream rolling. In the meantime, though, you know the rules of this show, Tony P.
Yes,
If it's live and it's
rules.
happening now, we'll bring it to you. And right now, we're following two breaking stories across the country, okay? On the top left of your screen, let me drop that banner for you. The top left of the screen, that is a live picture from San Jose, California. That is where a police officer has been shot. We don't know a ton of details about this story right now, but we know that officer was shot during an armed carjacking investigation. Like I said, not a lot of other details known at this point, but we'll bring you them as we learn more. At the bottom right of your screen, that is a press conference happening right now, and this involves the not guilty verdict from Uvalde, Texas. That is where a school police officer, Adrian Gonzalez, was found not guilty for his response to the Robb Elementary shooting that happened back in May of 2022. After 1 hour of jury deliberations, the jury returned that not guilty verdict on all 29 counts of child endangerment. Gonzalez was among the first officers to respond to that May 24th, 2022 mass shooting at Robb Elementary School, in which 19 students and 2 teachers were killed. It took 77 minutes before law enforcement mounted a counter-assault to end that rampage. Prosecutors allege Gonzalez, who is charged with those 29 counts of child abandonment or endangerment, did not follow his training and endangered the 19 students who died and an additional 10 surviving students. So right now, we're hearing from attorneys for that ex-Uvalde officer speaking after that not guilty verdict. That's what you're seeing on the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. On the top left, that is where a police officer has been shot in San Jose, California, during an armed carjacking investigation. So those are the two breaking stories that we're following for you right now from across the country, Tony P. So already a busy start to this Hump Day Wednesday.
I mean, just absolutely tragic. I mean, Uvalde, man, I remember this from 2022, and just the sheer terror. And there was a lot of the video footage after the shooting took place of the officers going in. There was criticism of the law enforcement response, and this was one of the, I think, manifestations of that was the charging of the school resource officer who was first to respond. And it's tough because when you look at a situation like this, this was the whole big, the overall the mass shootings in America, the debate around that, as well as the gun control debate. This also was one of the major moments that led to the bipartisan legislation that passed under President Biden, which was the Gun Registration Act. There was the red flag laws that were implemented on a limited basis, some other gun-related reforms. And when you think about moments like this, it's 3 to 4 years away from it. I mean, just the absolute sheer pain that the families are obviously still going through and grieving with. You just have to really just think about, why do events like this happen in America? You can talk about, you get a trial like this, who's responsible? Should they have acted sooner? In my opinion, they should have acted a lot sooner. As the officer, you go in there, that's part of your job. But when you think about the overall case, why does this keep happening in the United States? Post-Columbine, 1999, as we've seen in Australia, where they had a shooting, I think it was 1996, and they outlawed most guns and had a gun control legislation package literally within weeks. And now, of course, the tragedy at Bondi Beach and the absolute massacre that happened there, they're already addressing more items to add on to that. So it's a question about safety in school, but also a question about what is the future for American gun legislation, as we see that not all the, people can, they can say that the good guys can have guns, right? But they may not be able to respond in time, or they may not respond at all. And students and teachers and families are ripped apart because of this. So At some point, we have to ask the question, Chris, where do we go from here in this legislation? Because this is one of those news cycles where a shooting will happen. We'll talk about it. We'll get angry. We saw what happened in Minneapolis, Minnesota, over the I think it was last year. With, of course, what happened. I think it happened at one of a Christian school. There was a shooting there. Yeah, there's so many of them. You have to literally go back and try to remember which ones they are. That's how bad this is. And then, of course, the shooting of the 2 Minnesota lawmakers. So we think about these cycles, and they go up, and we think about them, and we get angry, and then nothing happens, and we just wait to the next one, and we get desensitized. I think moments like this should remind us that we need to get ahead of this issue and start putting legislation in front for gun control, as well as student safety and mental health as well. It's a three-pronged approach, in my opinion.
All right, well, you see the attorney still speaking right there. We'll continue to follow this story. We'll have much more on it as developments come in and over on Fox 5 News.
Hours short for deliberation.
10 o'clock, and a very short hour deliberation. Like you said, you know, it depends on who people feel is responsible.
Exactly.
The police officer or the person who went in there and did the carnage. All right, in the meantime, we do want to head back home now. We want to bring it back home now because the big story that we are following back here at home, Tony P, is, of course, the weather. If you've been outside, you know it is bitterly, bitterly cold, but that is literally just the beginning of what we could be in store for in the coming days. Take a look at the weather radar that Mike Thomas has put up for us. You can't really see a ton on this, but you can see that white, you can see some pink, and you can see some green. That is that mix of rain, sleet, and snow. And we could see a lot of all three, but mainly the snow coming up here this weekend. The DMV bracing for what could be the biggest winter storm that we have seen in years, Tony P. So
this is crazy.
As you can imagine, right on schedule, people have begun panic shopping. This is video from earlier today. Tisha Lewis was out at a grocery store in McLean this afternoon. She says it was packed. Shoppers that she talked to say they just want to get a head start and are stocking up on the quote-unquote essentials, Tony.
I've got some fruit and cheese, eggs, those kind of things.
What concerns do you have about the storm coming up?
Not too concerned, actually. The only thing is the roads, to make sure the roads are fine.
Nothing really for the storm, just some daily groceries. Nothing.
What concerns do you have any about the weather that's coming this weekend?
There's going to be a lot of ice, and as an orthopedic surgeon, there's going to be a lot of people that slip and fall. So please be careful.
I just got a lot of water, bread, things for the pets. Just mostly worried about staying warm.
All the necessities.
Yeah, I think so. Well, we'll be good. We've got a couple of pets, so I got vegetables and, you know.
Was there anything you needed to get that they were out of?
No, I got everything. They were very well stocked. That's why I came today and didn't wait until Friday.
So over in Maryland, remember Tisha was out in McLean, Virginia. Over in Maryland, shoppers packed Stroh-Snyder's hardware store in Kensington, stocking up on shovels and ice melt. Maryland's governor has already declared a state of preparedness for this winter storm. Virginia Governor Abigail Spanberger's office says it's coordinating with state leaders to make sure the Commonwealth is ready for whatever Mother Nature throws our way this weekend. We can expect an update from the governor and other state leaders in the morning. Coming up tonight at 10 right here on Fox Local, Josh Rosenthal will have more on how people across the region are reacting to news of that snow, how they're getting ready, and Sydney Persing is talking to local power companies and nonprofits about how they're preparing for the winter weather. And of course, Mike Thomas will have a full forecast, the complete look at what to expect. We're talking timing, we're talking totals. That will all be at the top of the hour as well.
Oh, no Mike in here at 9?
No, Mike's busy. Mike's busy getting ready for that.
I know. I get angry at him, though.
10 p.m. forecast.
I know. I'm so angry at him.
Not that we're second best, Tony P, but you know how it is.
He's bringing this awful weather, and I love to tell him to his face how sad I am.
I wish that you would.
Our bromance would be over in about 5 seconds because this is making me angrier by the day. It's cold. You can't just give me a couple of warmer days before you lay this on me. Okay, this is like a double whammy. And I have to say about people shopping today. Now, it's supposed to start, what, Saturday night into Sunday? Right? That's the track right now?
Saturday, you know, late
afternoon.
Again, Mike Thomas will have all the details, but kind of late afternoon.
We're hovering.
Overnight Saturday through Sunday and even into Monday.
Right. Okay, it's Wednesday. You can go on Thursday. You can go on Friday. Think about some of the
Are you
produce.
talking about to the supermarket?
Yes.
Tony P, have you been around here? People will have raided those store shelves by now.
Oh,
Or earlier
they'll
tonight,
still ship stuff
7:30
in.
p.m. Earlier
Oh, come
tonight
on.
Do You Like It or Not, I checked in with Christina Sledge, longtime fan of the show. She was actually coming to us live from the parking lot at Wegmans. She said it was packed and the shelves were bare. People already getting those essentials like toilet paper and water that they will need to hunker down with for this storm. Tony P, don't you start throwing the Boston around right now.
Some
because
things-
you have gotten soft. You have talked openly
No,
about how you are no longer snow prepared these days. So you will be out as well trying to get all your essentials.
Okay, well here's the thing. Okay, now
This guy right here. Oh, what am I doing? What am I doing here? This guy right here.
Hey, I like my close-up, Mr. DeMille.
That's right.
Let me just say this. So when you think about some of the perishables, okay, a lot of things like meat and fish and like chicken or things for soup, right? Veggies, they actually will go bad in about 3 or 4 days. So again, think about if it's Monday, so you can't get to the supermarket till Thursday. Why do it Wednesday? You're taking a day away from produce that literally is 3 to 4 days of goodness, okay? That's my biggest concern. Don't rush it, okay? Because, you know, you're going to be missing out on fresh produce, and you'll have to put it in the freezer if you want to keep it fresh. So that's one of my big things. It's just more of a timing thing. Go tomorrow or go tomorrow night or even Friday morning, okay? Because you'll have a day and a
really
half.
want to put a camera, one of those little GoPros on Tony P, and just send him to the grocery stores around here.
Well, I have
and
Instacart,
see
so I don't.
the,
I don't.
The truth comes out. Tony P's going to
listen,
make
I give a nice tip.
someone out. You better tip nice if you're
I
going to
tip
have
very
people
well.
out there in the snow.
I tip very well.
bringing you your groceries.
Also, so you know, one of my jobs when during the pandemic, when there was no jobs, we just do our internships got canceled. I used to do kind of like grocery shopping for some of the elderly residents in my neighborhood that didn't want to go out. And back at that time, this was like April or May of the pandemic. I wore gloves, picking up because you thought
I remember when people were
touch,
like wiping down their
right, that's what I did.
groceries.
I
We're
wiped
going
it
down a
down.
weird
I would have
tangent
money.
here.
Oh yeah, so that's what I used to do. And I'll tell you, I don't want to ever do any of that again. That's why I go with Instacart now. It's a very easy thing. I pay a little bit more,
Yeah.
but it's worth my peace of mind, Mr. Chris.
I respect it. I understand why you do it. But like I said, obviously this is the huge story. You can get up to the minute
Right.
forecasts, weather on the go, courtesy of Fox Local.
Yes.
Mike Thomas will have updates coming up. Fox 5 News at 10, Fox 5 News at 11. And then, of course, Tucker Barnes, chief meteorologist, will have updates all morning long. You may also know him as TikTok Tuck, King Tuck over on TikTok.
That's a great
He'll have
name.
updates there as well because we are, we will have you covered when it comes to
Oh, yeah.
this storm because Fox 5 is the place today. Place to be for winter weather coverage. We will, of course, have updates on this each night at 9 o'clock as well. And when those snowflakes start to fall, and if we are in this building Monday and there is 12 inches of snow out there, I promise you this, Tony P will be coming to us live via Zoom out there on the sky deck in
Really?
the snow.
Really?
Making a
Come
snowman.
on.
Yeah, I will absolutely make
Oh.
you do that. So get your coat. Think
I'm
warm
in.
thoughts,
I'm in.
boy. Think warm thoughts because it's going to be
listen,
mighty
to
cold.
have that moment to be in the snow like that, like I was at Christmas, I will take that. I will deal with that, even though it's cold. I do love being on location, my friend. And let me tell you. So let me ask you. So with with the newborn, family, everything. What's your plan for this snow day? Are we going to take little Harper out into the snow?
that
or
our power stays
Yes,
on
good
because
point.
obviously it's not just us. Not we're having fun, but it can be a serious issue.
Yes, yes. Oh,
Obviously,
yep,
we do
yep.
have a newborn at home. We have a fridge and a freezer full of stored breast milk. That's
Right.
obviously very
Yeah,
important.
good point.
Let alone just the temperature in the house.
Yeah.
So we're hoping that
Yes.
the power stays on and we are able to ride
praying for you guys.
ride it out. Baby's first snowstorm. So
Yes.
of course, like I said, updates to come. It's still a few days out.
Yes.
We're still not entirely
Exactly.
sure how much we're talking about, when it could all get started. Mike Thomas will have all the latest on that. Admittedly,
Stay safe out
we are vamping a little bit because we were supposed to have a weather report from our friends over at Fox Weather. We're having some technical issues on both of our ends right now. If we can make it happen,
Yes.
we will. In the meantime,
right into
Tony
it.
P, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, from that commercial break, we're going to have an update from that murder trial we have been watching over in Fairfax County. Day 6 of the Brendan Banfield murder trial. Bob Barnard will have an update for us coming up on the other side of this quick break. In the meantime, if you're watching on YouTube, we're going to leave you with that press conference still underway in Corpus Christi, Texas. That's where that school police officer has been found not guilty on all counts related to that Uvalde school shooting that happened back in 2022. We'll be right back.
Resources that were not provided for them with the school district that unfortunately did not provide the best situation for those children. I hope this is not the example moving forward, and I don't think it will be, but I can't make that decision for them.
So the families are distraught, in tears. Your message to them?
I'll continue to pray for them. I mean, I can't to say that I understand. I've experienced that with my own family and with my brother's passing, but I mean, it's a genuine hurt for them. It was bittersweet. There's no winners in this situation because they're still mourning, and I understand that. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Welcome back to the Live Zone Prime Time on this Wednesday night. Producer Chris, Tony P, thank you so much for watching, whether you're watching on Fox Local or you're watching on Fox 5 DC's YouTube page. Obviously, the big story tonight is that weather. We will have much more on that coming up in a little bit. First, though, we do want to talk about one of the other big stories that we've been following right here in the DMV, following it not just today, but since it began last week. And this is what we're branding as Deadly Desire. It's the Brendan Banfield trial. Today was day 6 in the books. The defense took over today for the first time. Prosecution rested yesterday. Defense took over today, trying to prove the former IRS special agent did not stab his wife, Christine, to death in their Reston home nearly 3 years ago. Bob Barnard has been in the courtroom since this trial began. He's sharing some of the highlights for us now. Take a listen.
The jury today got to hear more of what Brendan Banfield told the first Fairfax County police officers to arrive on the gruesome murder scene back in February of 2023. What you're about to hear is audio from one of the officers' body-worn cameras. He was on the stand. We have edited the audio to bring you the key parts.
Where's my daughter? I think she's out there with them, so. Is there anybody else in the house other than your daughter and the other female?
So she's an au pair, Manny.
Okay.
I just feel unsteady. Okay. I took the knife. I took the knife from him.
Where'd all this blood come from? You know?
I was holding her neck. I was trying to apply pressure.
Yeah. I mean, those were enormous wounds, and you know, it's not.
There were so many.
Yes, and the neck is not compressible, so it's not possible really to stop all the blood loss. Your wife has died. So sorry. You did everything that was possible. It's not a survivable injury.
A lot of tears shed in the courtroom during the playing of that evidence. Not only Brendan Banfield cried, but so did Christine Banfield's parents. They were especially upset when Brendan, an Arreston Hospital chaplain, recited the Lord's Prayer together after he learned from a doctor that Christine was dead. We also heard from the defense's own blood spatter pattern expert today, testifying that staging the murder scene by moving blood around, as the prosecution's theory alleges, would, in her opinion, have been almost impossible.
What would be the difficulties of that if that were to have happened?
Well, I think getting it into your hands to begin with would be a challenge, and then transferring it.
Your Honor, I would object at this time. Calls for speculation.
That was the prosecution objecting. Court will resume tomorrow morning at 9:30 and go till 5:30, an hour longer than the typical day, and may meet on Friday. The judge says she's hoping to wrap this thing up, perhaps, before the snowstorm comes. Guys?
Yeah, that snow impacting so many
trial
things
schedule
around the region, including this trial that we have been following. Of course, you can keep up with our coverage right here on Fox Local, also on Fox 5 DC's YouTube page and on Fox 5's TikTok page. A little earlier tonight, Bob Barnard, myself, and Fox 5 writer-producer Vernon Miles all chatted in depth about this case. We spent about 20 minutes on what happened in court today. We're doing that every day at the conclusion of the day's testimony.
Really?
We're also previewing it in the morning with Guy Lambert ahead of time. You can check that out on Fox 5 DC's YouTube page.
No way.
As well. Yeah.
And let me ask you this, as someone who's been following this, again, I've been watching. Some
I'll be
trial
honest with you.
Yes.
Since I came back from paternity,
Yes.
I had not been following it before yesterday.
No,
so I'm getting
got you. No, you're
I'm
good.
getting
You're
caught
good.
up on the case.
No, because it's funny because
admittedly.
I followed a little bit the first couple of days because I love opening arguments and that whole part of the trial, but I haven't followed a ton of testimony because it's like 6-7 hours of stuff, right? So in your mind, what is one of the kind of the bigger evidence issues that you saw today in court that the defense is bringing up that might be a win for them in terms of their mind with the jury?
So one of the things that Bob talked about was, in addition to this body camera footage, that kind of showed him interacting with not only the doctors but also the police officers, learning that his wife had passed away. The defense had their own blood spatter expert. And basically, the prosecution wrapped up with their blood spatter expert.
Got it.
The defense led with their blood spatter expert.
Smart.
And one of the things that their blood spatter expert testified to was that basically the prosecution was making the case that, they had part of this catfishing setup that they had arranged for this man who was also killed to go to the house, and then they were staging it to look like a home invasion, and then that's kind of how this played out. The defense's blood spatter expert testified to the fact that the prosecution alleges that they kind of transferred blood from his wife to the other victim to make it look like he had stabbed them. She had testified that that would be immensely difficult. So that was part of the defense's case, saying that the prosecution was making that case. Their expert said that wasn't necessarily possible. So that was kind of one of the big takeaways that Bob talked about in our little discussion earlier today. So like I said, you can catch that full conversation on Fox 5 DC's YouTube page. And of course, we'll have complete coverage tomorrow when the defense gets back underway, a little bit earlier this time, and they're going to go a little bit later, but we'll still have you covered. In the meantime, we're going to take another quick break, Tony P, and coming up after that, we're going to find out what you have been watching today, including President Trump overseas and some updates on his push to acquire Greenland.
Oh, yes.
I know. It's one of those
keeps
stories
getting wilder and wilder, my friend.
and wilder. We'll leave you with a little live picture from our camera at the wharf. Fox 5 Skycam all lit up. Don't let that beautiful picture fool you. It is freezing cold out there, and winter weather could be on the way. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back to the Live Zone
There we
Prime
go.
Time.
Yes.
It is now
Nailed it.
coming up 9:28, coming up on 9:30. You are watching the Live Zone Prime Time, the only show streaming on Fox Local right now. So whether you like it or not. Tony P, talk to us about what you have been watching
my
today.
God,
We just
we have-
teased President Trump overseas.
Yes.
Talking Greenland.
We got a barn burner. I'm going to try to say this nice and slow. A lot of details I'm covering tonight because it's some big stories. And if you haven't been following this Greenland and NATO situation, it's a lot. So I'm going to take you through it, okay? So we're starting overseas where President Trump is dialing back the immediate escalation in the standoff with Europe over Greenland and NATO. From Davos today, President Trump is publicly saying he will not use force, and he's also standing down on the tariffs that were set to hit European countries on February 1st for going against the plan for the U.S. to acquire or take part of Greenland. That shift comes after President Trump said he and NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte reached what he calls a framework for a future deal, not a final agreement, but a broad outline focused on Arctic security and cooperation around Greenland and the wider region generally. The details remain thin, but reporting suggests it centers on the U.S. security interests in the Arctic, including expanded defense coordination and a stronger NATO posture in the region as well. President Trump isn't saying whether U.S. ownership of Greenland is part of this, and Denmark continues to oppose any transfer of sovereignty, of course, but for now, it's functioning like a diplomatic off-ramp potentially because the tariffs are paused, pressure is lowered, and there could be some follow-up negotiations coming up. So just to kind of look out for that, we are at a détente, Chris, at this point in the, I will call it the Greenland saga. This could be a great Hallmark movie someday. And as all of that plays out internationally, back here in Washington, the Supreme Court is weighing a true question of power within the federal government, and one that could have major economic impacts. The justices today heard arguments over whether President Trump can remove Federal Reserve Governor Lisa Cook and whether that would weaken the legal protections that traditionally shield the Fed from direct political retaliation. The underlying fear is Fed independence, of course. If the president can fire federal officials or Fed officials like that more easily, critics, could see, hey, I shouldn't be on the board anymore. Justices are pressing the administration on where the line is and what this means not just for the Fed, but for independent agencies around the executive branch with a ruling expected by June. Now, I watched some of the arguments today. The tone looks like they are going to side with Lisa Cook potentially in keeping her on the board and not allowing President Trump to fire her, but we will watch that as the months go on. And keeping with that theme, the reach of federal power is also driving into the political focus today in Minnesota. Vice President J.D. Vance will be making a high-profile stop to Minneapolis tomorrow, holding meetings and delivering remarks centered on law enforcement and immigration enforcement issues. Minnesota remains nationally in the spotlight, of course, in recent weeks, and the White House is treating this as a political battleground with regards to ICE and its deportation efforts. That fight over oversight and authority is also front and center on Capitol Hill as well, where House Republicans are pushing forward in the Epstein investigation. The House Oversight Committee is advancing resolutions to hold Bill and Hillary Clinton in contempt of Congress, accusing both of failing to comply with subpoenas connected to Chair James Comer's investigation and the panel's probe into Jeffrey Epstein. James Comer says a full House could vote on this in the coming 2 weeks, and the committee debate is heated. Democrats are arguing that the move is political, while Republicans frame it as subpoena enforcement. And as Washington fights over this, there's also items across the pond to look out for as well. Reuters reports that Israel is issuing what's been described as the first forced evacuation order since the ceasefire. Dozens of Palestinian families in Bani Sunalia, east of Khan Yunis, are ordered to leave, or have been ordered to leave after leaflets were dropped in Arabic, Hebrew, and English, warning residents that the area is under Israeli control and that they should evacuate immediately. Israel says the leaflets are security warnings, not displacement orders, and Hamas has called it intimidation, with Reuters noting the ceasefire is still stuck in its early phase with key issues still unresolved. And that sense of instability is also coming back to Davos as well. BlackRock CEO Larry Fink is turning heads with a stark warning about AI and capitalism and economic stability, arguing that the benefits of AI concentrate mainly among the companies that control the models, the data, and infrastructure, and that could widen inequality and trigger a major backlash. He's also warning the disruption could hit not just blue-collar work, but professional and white-collar jobs, and he's urging governments and corporate leaders to move faster on worker transition plans, training, reskilling, economic participation, and broader policy responses such as profit sharing as well. And the markets are already showing how quickly conditions can swing, not just from policy, but from this weather we're seeing, Chris. Natural gas Prices are surging as forecasts flip colder and a major Arctic blast is driving the expected heating demand, especially on the East Coast. Some reports show the U.S. Natural Gas Fund jumping sharply during hours of trading, with major gas producers rising too, and traders in the short term looking at supply and demand pressures. From markets to media, because entertainment, there's a lot of fights on the legal front, and again, Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively are back at the center of it. Newly unsealed texts tied to Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni are pulling Taylor Swift into the story, not just as a party to the case, but a major name reference in the private messages because they're becoming part of the public narrative. Reporting is saying the texts included sharp language about Baldoni and appear tied to the period around major media coverage of the dispute. And there's more from TV as well in terms of fallout. New reporting is reigniting the talk of behind-the-scenes tension on the set of Queer Eye, centered around Caramel Brown. Reports tied to the rift of a hot mic incident during filming right here in Washington, D.C., with claims that the moment worsened relationships on set because apparently the three of his co-stars talked badly about him behind his back on the set here in D.C., meaning Caramel Brown. The situation escalated further as Caramo pulled out of many interviews, citing fears of being bullied, and said he felt mentally and emotionally abused for years. And while this is all going on, Netflix is dealing with the ripple effects of some new items as well in terms of new programming. Alex Earle's officially landing and launching a Netflix reality series. Netflix describing it as an all-access look at her life, including her chaotic modern family and her inner circle. And the platform is continuing to expand the creator-led unscripted programming aimed at Gen Z audiences. I'll tell you, this is going to keep getting bigger and bigger, folks. And finally, we're going to end this one on a bright one. A farm-to-school partnership in Kentucky is reinventing school lunches, connecting roughly 150 farms with about 90 school districts in the state, the Commonwealth, my apologies, replacing processed staples with fresher local ingredients. The reporting is highlighting that meals that look more like real cooking than cafeteria basics will really help students improve their nutrition and energy levels throughout the school day. And I'll tell you one thing about this, have to get healthier meals, but also we need to see actual decent meals in terms of kids can actually get access to them, because so many kids are in lunch debt, so many kids can't even eat before school, and they show up and they can't learn. So you know what? I just want to see more kids getting lunches.
Tony P's platform. That's what the P stands for, his political platform.
Put a lot on there tonight.
I want to go back to this Queer Eye story.
I am
so disappointed in the stars of this show.
Yes.
If this ends up being true. And I will just say, this is one of those stories where if there's smoke, there's fire, because remember, Bobby Burke left under similar vague circumstances, was replaced by Jeremiah Brent. Jeremiah Brent, not one of the people accused of bullying Karamo in this case. Karamo unfollowed Tan France, Jonathan Van Ness, and Anthony Parakowski, did not unfollow Bobby Burke, did not unfollow Jeremiah Brent. What makes that hot mic incident, that is what TMZ is reporting, led to some of this drama. What makes that hot mic incident so much worse is that apparently Karamo's mom was visiting the set and is the one who overheard them talking crap about
her son
and told Karamo about it. So,
and Karamo has a great show, by the way. He's got a great talk show.
Not only that,
and he's a nice person. He's awesome.
The whole entire theme of Queer Eye over the past 10 seasons, and reminder, this is the 10th and final season set right here in Washington, D.C. The entire theme, though, was all about positivity, learning to love yourself, learning and this is so disappointing to hear that it was toxic behind the scenes.
Well, it just shows that it might not be authentic, right?
Yeah.
It just shows that.
Reality TV. Listen,
it's a reality
we could talk
circus.
About this
it really is.
For the next 30 minutes, but instead I want to talk about something way more fun. Coming up next, our friend Steve Greenberg is back. He was at the Consumer Electronics Show out in Las Vegas a little earlier this month, and he always finds the best gadgets. And remember, we talked to him about some gadget gifts for Christmas back in December. Now he's going to show off some of the new high-tech things, some of the new high-tech toys that you can get your hands on hopefully soon. He's going to join us on the other side of the break. In the meantime, we're going to leave you with another live picture. We're going to you know what? I'm going to leave you with the same live picture. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back to the Live Zone Prime Time. I'm hearing myself because I forgot to mute something over here, so I'm going to fix that.
Sounds good, though.
Earlier this month, Tony P., the Consumer Electronics Show, took over Las Vegas, Nevada. It's the world's largest event of its kind with more than 130,000 attendees and more than 4,000 exhibitors. One of those attendees, though, is a friend of ours here at Fox 5 and here at Fox Local. We're talking about Gadget Guy and host of YouTube's Guess the Gadget Show. What the heck is that? We're talking about Steve Greenberg, who joins us now live on the Live Zone Primetime. Steve, welcome back.
And yeah, it's like, for me, it's like a kid in a candy store because you've got so much cool stuff to look at. And I brought some stuff back to show you guys.
Yeah, and this first one seems like something straight out of like a movie like Minority Report, or I don't even know what, but we're talking about the Hypershell exoskeleton.
It's exactly, you described it really well because, you know, so much was about robots and AI, and this is a wearable robot. In fact, I'm wearing it right now. This is the Hypershell X Ultra, and what it does is really the world's first exoskeleton designed for enhanced movement, so you can go farther and do more. It has 12 AI-powered modes, so it can adapt to how you move. It enhances walking, running, and biking, and hiking, even in snow or on sand. And this exoskeleton really boosts your endurance and gives you like a physical, improves your, cuts your physical exertion by about 40%. It's portable. It folds up into a little case like this, so you can take it anywhere. And it's available at hypershell.tech. And I can tell you that whether you're a grandparent taking your kids to Disney World or you're a younger person who's, you know, hiking in the Sierra, this is a really great tool to you know, go farther and do more.
Now let me ask you this. So in terms of some of these gadgets and items, what were some of the most affordable, really applicable to people's everyday life that you saw? And do you see a trend of more affordable type of robotic items like we saw with flat screen TVs years ago as they started to mature, or are things still kind of in their infancy stage?
I think everything, you know, that's being launched there is usually at its highest price point. Once it actually hits the market and competition kicks in from other companies making something similar, the price comes down. So like this Hypershell exoskeleton I just showed you, you're looking at around $2,000. Not a cheap item.
Yeah.
However, I think as other companies, you know, knock it off, and as it feels the competition, the price will come down. It'll actually get better, just like flat screen TVs did. Right. So I think that's generally the case. But CES is usually about showing you the best of things and the newest of things, so it tends to be higher price. However,
price is no object.
No,
exactly.
Good to know, because again, a lot of viewers may not have known what the show is like doing with all of the prices and stuff.
Steve, talk to me about the Asus ZenBook Duo.
Ooh.
Okay, so this is pretty cool. This is from Asus, and this is this is their 2026 ZenBook Duo. And what they've done is they've improved their previous one. So this is an example of just showing an improvement at CES. This is what they were launching. Let me just open it up so you can see how it works. It's got two 14-inch, here we go, let me open this part up. This screen comes off, this keyboard comes off, and you're left with two 14-inch OLED screens. It's got a little kickstand here in the back, so you can stand it up this way or this way. And what it does is it really gives, especially for a person who's working who needs two screens, so you can be looking at video and typing on a document at the same time. This is a great way to do it. It's basically a portable office, a two-screen office. You can carry it in one hand. Another nice thing is it's wrapped in this Asus super tough Sur aluminum finish that really resists scratches, doesn't leave fingerprints, which is great. Has long-lasting batteries, 6 speakers, so it really feels like you're in a theater if you're watching a movie. And of course, it's available at asus.com, or will be in the next month or so.
I mean, at this rate, that's going to be the size of probably my cell phone one of these days. and I love it. And I love it.
I like a big screen, and having two screens to work on is really becoming
That's
more and more necessary.
Yeah.
So it's definitely the way to go. Now, another big trend at CES was all about health-related products. And this one I brought home. This is from Lifen, and this is a revolutionized the electric toothbrush with the world's first oscillation vibration combo brush. So this is the Lifen Pro Wave electric brush. It's got 60 degrees of oscillation and 66,000 vibrations per minute. So I'm going to just turn it upside down. So
Oh, that's really cool.
And vibrating.
Wow.
It has this daily clean mode, is what I have it in right now. It also has a deep cleaning mode. You can customize the app that controls it so that you can make it, a little stronger or less strong, depending on what you like. And it has another feature I love. If you press too hard, which is one of my issues, it will give you an alert so you know not to do that, so you kind of protect your gums. It literally has a 70-day battery life on a single charge, and it's got this really cool, I don't know if you can see it on television, but a really cool transparent body, so you can look in and see the circuitry, which is kind of cool. And this is going to be available springtime at lifentech.com.
That is really cool. It's funny. I for Christmas I got the automatic flosser. So like, I'm really starting to invest in this stuff, and I mean that is just like really a cool product. Just to dive in a little bit as someone who also brushes, really in terms of like brushes too hard and my gums can hurt. Is there data that comes with this, kind of like an Oura Ring, for example, where they're able to pick up on trends of your brushing through the app and be able to kind of suggest corrections?
Yes. So if you sync this with the app, you can use it without the app, but if you use it with the app, it will actually track your usage, how long you're brushing, how often you're brushing, if you're doing a thorough job or not. It can give you a whole lot of data.
Wow.
So just like your watch gives you data, your Oura Ring gives you data, this will give you data as well.
That is crazy. The best way.
Steve, what I love about this too is like every time you go to the dentist and you lie when they ask if you flossed every single day, and you're like, of course I do, as your mouth gushes blood. They'll be able to print out this copy based on your toothbrush and be like, according to the receipts, you have not been.
Turn over your phone. I'm checking the app right now.
Exactly.
Yes. Did you actually floss or not?
All right, let's go from our teeth to our eyes. TDK's All Sight.
So this is called, they have two names. They've been calling it EyeSight or AI Sight. So I'm going to give you both names. So these aren't AI glasses, but let's make believe they are for this moment here. So normally AI glasses have a camera here and a camera here that look out into the world, and then it sends you information about what you're looking at. What TDK did is they added a camera here and here on the inside of the glasses, looking at your eyeballs. So it sees how your eyeballs move, and it tracks them, so it can see what you're seeing. So it knows that you're looking to the right, looking to the left, because truthfully, when you look at the world, you don't see all of this. You're focusing on, little tight shots of a whole bunch of different things. So this TDK's EyeSight tries to figure out what you're looking at, and then the AI glasses report on that. So example, at CES, you can see there in the B-roll, I was looking at 3 shelves. Well, I caught the mask in the left side caught my eye, and so that told the glasses, and the glasses then gave me the information on those masks. Then later I was looking at a table with some food, the green pears caught my eye, and so they gave me the calorie count on those green pears. So so instead of your AI glasses guessing what you're seeing, this bit of technology from TDK lets the glasses know exactly what you're looking at, which is pretty ingenious.
That is incredible. Now, in terms of any of the, I know the AI glasses have the surround sound, things of that nature. Are there options for for certain for sound or auxiliary things of that nature for people that may not love to have it visual? They can have it more verbal.
I'm positive there are, and keeping in mind that AI glasses aren't like the glasses that go around you where you're in a virtual world.
Right.
AI glasses are all about looking at the real world and getting information on the real world. So directions on how to get somewhere.
Got it.
Tell me how many calories are in that hero sandwich. All that kind of things can happen because you're looking at it, and you can turn it on or off, but it will give you auxiliary information, directions, and whatnot. That's more what the current AI glasses do. Other glasses do that whole, virtual world thing.
Right. Okay.
Hey, Steve, before we move on to the next one, I have a quick question for you. From your experience not only at the CES, but also with some of these products, do the manufacturers, do the makers, do the exhibitors talk about like sort of privacy issues that people may have when it comes to some of these products sometimes?
Well, they literally have like entire workshops devoted to privacy issues. And first of all, AI was a huge part of the show, as you can imagine. I would say robotics and AI were two big areas, but privacy was definitely a couple of the workshops there, and people's concerns and companies pledging that they will honor, I mean, again, and this is just their word, there's no legislation that really seems to require it, but the companies seem to be pledging that they will honor privacy. Apple, more than most, seems to go bend over backwards about it, but I saw most of the companies make a strong effort to say, we're going to honor your privacy. No one else can get this information. We can't even see your information. It goes, encrypted into the cloud and encrypted down. Again, there's no legislation requiring it, but they do say they're doing that. I hope that answers your question. Yep. Guys? Oh, I'm not hearing you, which is not good. Can you hear me? Up. We're having an audio issue. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, I can keep talking. You can hear me? Okay, I'm going to keep talking. So uninterrupted, I'll move on. So the next product I was going to talk about is right over here. And this is called, let me show it to you right here. This is from Earfun, and this is brand new. This is their Air Pro 4 Plus. So I'm going to just show you what it looks like. Looks like regular earbuds, but these are not regular earbuds. Here's the case, the box right here. What makes this unusual is it has language translation built into the earbuds. It can translate 134 different languages, can be translated hands-free. So it's perfect for travelers or anyone who needs to understand a foreign language. It's also the world's first high-res dual driver noise cancellation earbuds under $100. So we were talking about price earlier. This is an example of one of the best features is its low price.
Nice.
So there are other translators out there. Oh, I can hear you now.
Yep.
Which is a good sign.
Beautiful.
Technology, man, technology.
I say, nothing like doing a technology segment.
You should have gotten some new mics at CES, maybe. That's what you should have done. Any mics you brought home with you? Oh my God.
I actually did. From a company called Hollyland. We can talk about that later.
Oh, wow.
Videos they do.
Nice.
With a great company. But so I was just talking about Earfun. I assume you can hear me.
We can hear you, yes.
What's great about it is the price point on this. You're talking about under $100. You've got this translation of 134 different languages. It's called, this is their newest version. It's the Earfun Air Pro 4 Plus. And it's available on Amazon. So that's a cool product. But I've got more.
But wait, there's more.
Wait, there's more. So let's see. This may require some more B-roll from you guys. So next up is, this is called, I got the box here. This is called Eye Polish. Now, if you run the video, this woman's, these are fake nails, but you put it in this machine and you can turn it into any color you want. And you can change the color 10 times a day. So if you're putting on a blue dress, you can have blue nails. You're putting on a green dress, you can change your nails to green. And it's all because those fake nails that are like those press-on nails, those nails have a chip in it, and your phone sends a signal to this red box. The red box then changes the nail color. So you can change the nail color any color you want. And they say in the future, they won't even need the red box. It'll go direct the phone to the nails. But now they need the red box to make that transition. I thought that was awfully cool. I don't know, about $99.
That's it, $99?
Oh, that is.
I'm gonna get my girlfriend that. She would love that.
I mean,
it's amazing.
That is amazing. And what's it called? These cosmetologists, these nail salons are going to hate to see that coming.
No kidding.
Oh, I know. It's so cool. Another thing I saw, I'll kind of go through these quick. This is called Inium, and this is you customize the perfume. So you put in these 3 pods, and then with your phone, you change the percentage of which of the 3 different pods you use. So like you have a stronger perfume for going out in the evening, and maybe a lighter scent for going to work in the daytime. But again, kind of cool. Again, tech and perfuming. Next one, I think you guys have a video of it. It's the Infinity Bag, and it's a really short video.
Do.
But here you change your purse by changing it on your phone. You pick any design you want, and your purse, that screen on your purse grabs that look. So I thought that was kind of cool. The next video you have, as you can see, they're measuring my feet because they make customized shoes. So that lovely foot is mine. And you put it on this app, and the app then takes an image of the underneath of your foot. You can see it happening right there. Then it does your size, the top, and whatnot. And it pieces together all that information. And then they ultimately make a customized 3D printed shoe for you, which I have right here. This is what the shoe looks like on me. And I'll take it off to show you. This is it. It's kind of a funky shoe, but you can see this is 3D printed and customized for my foot. So very cool, from a company called Fitasy, Fitasy, and it's fitasy.com. And the next one I have here, so that last but not least, we'll play What the Heck Is That? Guys, take a look at this.
Yeah, what the heck is that?
What do you think this little gadget does? Unless
I mean, it looks like a pencil sharpener, but I don't think most people watching these days even know what a pencil sharpener is.
Hey, I used a few of them.
Yeah, so this is from a company in Japan. They consider this a tiny Japanese robot, but it will cool your hot drink. So if you have hot, it actually blows cool air. You put it on your cup like this, and it will cool your drink. It's so Japanese. That's what I love about it. It's so Japanese. If you have like hot soup or hot oatmeal, it will cool your oatmeal. It's about $36. His name is Neko Jita Fufu. That's his name. And the website is, well, that's going to be more complicated.
Yeah. We'll send people to your website to find that one.
Send it to if you go to stevegreenberg.tv and click on the blog, he's down at the bottom there. You can read about
That's
him.
the greatest thing ever.
That's amazing.
That and eye polish. I mean, how many people blow on the soup and you kind of like, no. Now you just have it do it for you. I think that's great.
Well, I know a lot of mothers complain, their kids, they make them oatmeal like, Mom, it's too hot. And
ice cubes.
Blow, and Chris, you'll find out about this very soon.
Right.
Blow it, and you're like, you know what? If I had a gadget like this, I could just put this on, and I could, let your child be more self-sufficient. Anyway, just a
fun
thought.
to play with too.
Steve, incredible
so
as
well done,
always.
man.
Thank you so much for sharing all of these amazing finds. What the heck is that? Promote it. Tell people how they can tune in.
Go to GadgetGameShow.com if you want to learn about gadgets like this, where I show the gadget and then I have a panel trying to guess what it is, and then we reveal what it is at the end. I have more than 100 episodes up there.
Wow.
Go to GadgetGameShow.com. And the show is called What the Heck Is That? Or if you scan the QR code behind me or right over here, it'll take you right to the YouTube page. So check out GadgetGameShow.com. What the heck is that?
What the heck is that? Steve Greenberg, thank you so much for spending some time with us. And thank you once again. Stay in touch because I cannot wait to see what you'll have for us next time.
I'll have more for you soon, I promise.
All right, can't wait. Have a great night. Wow. Tony P, I mean, he knocks it out of the park every single time.
I could do a whole hour of that.
It's
watching him tell us the whole
wonderful.
story.
Plus, I am just perpetually impressed by the new products, the new things, the new ways we can fit screens onto everything. Our purses, it's unbelievable.
Nails. I mean, this is going to be. This is where AI can really wreak
This
havoc.
is where
a lot
AI
of
can
things, and
wreak
it's so cool,
havoc.
though. Oh.
Thank you for everyone who stayed with us despite our own electronic meltdown
Well,
in the
with the
middle of
flow,
that
though, we
segment,
flowed through
though.
it.
Exactly. All right, Tony P., thank you once again for joining us.
Thank you, my
Fox
friend.
5 News at 10. Mike Thomas will have another check on that winter weather on the way coming up in 987654. We'll see you tomorrow night,
Five?
same time,
3.
same place. Have a great night.